get you to give you the permission to share your screen. Just hold on a second. Okay, so you can share your screen.
Okay. All right. Whew. Okay, so I'm going to take a look at today's economic calendar. And I usually trade US, Canada, and I trade Euro US. So I'm going to be looking at the markets of the Canadian market, the US market, the European market, particularly Germany, if there is any there. And then I believe, yeah, that's it. Okay, so let's get started. So there is a report of high importance in Germany, but that was at 2 a.m., which is already past. So I'm just going to keep moving. I'm not going to pay too much attention to the medium market. So it's currently 6:05 a.m. in Canada. There is a market of high importance, medium importance at 8:30, but it's not really going to stop me from trading. I may just want to be cognizant of that. It is retail. I don't really see it really affecting the market that much. There's also one in the US around the same time, which is a good trade balance. Again, it's not really going to stop my trading, but I'm just going to keep moving on and taking a look. At 10:30 a.m., there is a report of medium importance to do with the crude oil stock exchange. So maybe if I was trading this crude oil, I may want to pay attention to that, but yeah. It really stop me from trading. And then we move to about the 2 o'clock mark, and there is a report of high importance in the US, which will affect both my Canadian US trade as well as my Euro US trade. So this is the federal interest rate decision. And as well at 2:30, there's another one at there's another report of high importance, which is the Federal Press Conference. And then there's pretty much nothing else that will stop me from trading around 2:30. So I'm gonna have to wait till just before the 2:30 mark before I can start my trade for today.
You wait till 2:30. Why do you wait till 2:30?
Just before 2:30. So
why 2:30 and not 2 o'clock?
Because there is another one of high importance at 2:30. So I have to wait for that one to come up. I mean, maybe I can start to place my trade around 2:15 or so, I would say, just to see how the market is trending.
Actually, the good thing is to look at the report and look at what the report is about. Now, you don't have to look at the drop-down menu. Okay. You can just look at the report and what's reported to.
The 2 o'clock one is the interest rate decision, which is a big one.
So, okay, and what's reported 2:30?
This one is press conference.
Exactly.
So
it's not a report.
I'm sorry?
That's why I say if you just look at it, it just says the press conference. It's not a report.
Oh, okay. But couldn't there be just an announcement, a press conference announcement that could affect the market?
What's the press conference about?
Okay, so when I looked at this, it says Euro, the second quarter of the fundamental forecast.
No, look at the summary. At the bottom. Summary at the
Related
bottom.
news and
No,
analysis.
summary at the bottom.
This one here? This one here?
Yeah.
Okay, it says in the United States, the authority.
Although that's not helpful. Basically, the summary, the press conference is to talk about the interest rate decision that has been announced.
Oh, I see. Okay. So would you still not wait?
No, okay. I'm just trying to make you look at it from a logical point of view.
Okay.
So from a logical point of view, at 2 o'clock, the US
You already
interest,
have the report.
yes, that's when the actual report is coming out that will shake the markets.
I got it.
So at 2 o'clock, the market, I mean, not always, but potentially the market could just take off at 2 o'clock. Now at 2:30, they will just come and give a press conference to talk about the report they've just announced 30 minutes earlier.
Okay.
So from a trading point of view, if you're waiting for the press conference, you miss the boat.
Good point. Good point.
Yeah. So that's why I say you have to look at what the report is about. It's because the actual report that's going to shake the markets at 2, which is the interest rate decision. So that's where you want to be trading is, or basically assess the market just before 2, place your trades just before 2, maybe a couple of minutes before 2, so you're ready. Because potentially, not always, but potentially the minute the report is announced or the interest rate decision is announced, the market could just take off. So if you're waiting till 2:15, 2:30, waiting for the press conference, you've missed the boat. In fact, you would have ended trading by that time.
Yeah, because it's already closer to the end of the
exactly. So the press conference is really just for, as it says, the press, and people want the journalists, but not for you traders. Yeah. So
got it.
Yeah. So let's look at the charts.
I have switched to the Market Watch. I don't know if you can see my.
Yes, we can.
Still.
We are showing us a company, Annaly Capital Management.
Yes. So there's really nothing major.
Click on the column of Market Watch itself, because this is.
This one here?
No, the top, at the top. The banner, yes, that's it. Because it's the home page you want to look at to see the.
Okay, yeah, I think I was checking out something else.
That's what I'm saying. We were looking at the company.
Yeah. Investors are still keeping their cash levels high, but here's what's drawing them.
That's all. Most of this is just to do with the stock market, which would interest us as currency traders. So yeah, there's really nothing untoward from a currency trading point of view.
Okay. So
usually the thing that the sort of news you're actually looking out for when it comes to currency trading is things to do with trade wars. So if there's a dispute between America and Russia, or America and China, or China and Europe, or there's a shutdown of the US administration. So it has to be something big like that would tend to affect the currency markets. So those are basically what you're looking for in terms of the headlines. If there's a big problem between the major economies, that's what you're looking out for in the news. But you can see it's mostly to do with the stock market, the headlines there.
Okay. Now I brought up my chart. I don't know if you can see it, or do I have to stop sharing first before?
You might have to stop sharing. We can still see the Market Watch.
Okay. All right. So I need to go back here.
Laptop's ready. Oh yes, we can see your platform.
You can see my platform now. Okay, perfect. Okay, so let's start with the U.S. Canada market first. So I'm just going to put this in a way that we can see it properly. And I'm going to go to my line because that's what I like to use. Okay, so I'm going to begin by analyzing the trend of the market. And from what we can see, maybe I'm just going to start from here where it dipped low beyond the pivot point here. for the most part, it's been trending sideways between the R1 and the pivot point. It did break the pivot point at a low here, and then it went back above the pivot point, and it's still trading sideways. By the way, sorry, I'm trading, this is a day trade, and I'm using the 5 minutes time frame.
So they want to mark out your sideways trend.
So
where's the highest point and the lowest point of your sideways trend?
I'm sorry?
Where's the highest point and the lowest point of your sideways trend?
Okay, so my highest point is at the 1.24136 over here.
Yeah. And
my lowest point, let me just take a look at this one. Sorry. So this one is 2399. This one is 23, about the same, I guess. 996.
Okay.
And 990. Okay, so I would say this one here is a bit lower than the one over here. So this would be my lowest, and this is my highest.
Okay, do you want to draw a line across that?
I don't remember how to do it. Insert, I think. Line, horizontal line. Let me just place it right here. I have to change that.
Object list. Go to object list.
Object.
Nope. There you go.
Okay, there we go. It's a bit dark in my room. It's my husband still sleeping. I don't want to turn on the light so I can't see. So it would be the horizontal line, and it would be the R1.
No. It's the horizontal line you want to edit.
Yeah, it's another horizontal line.
No, not
pivot.
Yeah. You have to be careful what you're doing. Otherwise, you're going to mess up your pivot point software. So you want to double click on the horizontal line. No, the last line on that list.
The very last.
Because you can see the name is called horizontal line.
2415. Parameters. I think that's it. No, it didn't work. It's 1.24120.
Hi, okay, so sorry to barge in, but you need to untick the horizontal line you already ticked so that the other one would work.
So
you need to untick that one.
Thank you. I was wondering what was going on. 1, 2, 4. Thank you so much.
Oh, well done, You're so brave.
It's still not working. Okay, what else am I doing wrong here? Village, help me, please.
It depends on what you're typing in.
12415.
Obviously, we can't see what you're typing. I think that's a difficulty.
Oh, it's asking me for the value in the parameters. Maybe.
Yeah, so you type in the value you've written now. That's the high of that point.
Yes, but it's already highlighted it in the value. So it's 1.241556.
No, that's what is there, but
that's okay. I got it now. 1.2412. 1, 2. No, that's
not it. Just go back again to edit.
I'm going to just close it first and find out what the high is. 2413, 1.2413.
Now you go to object list. I think this is where it's always important, like I always say, you have to be slow and deliberate when you're doing all this stuff. Because once you move fast and things can get out of hand.
3. Was I moving fast though?
Okay, let me show you what I mean. Let me just share my screen.
Okay. You're relieving me of my of myself.
No, I just want to show you what you did, because I think, number one, like I said, it's important to have a clear desktop so that you're clear with what you're doing and clicking at. But the other thing too, like I said, is to be slow and deliberate. And this is what I mean by, oh, sorry, that's too big. This is what I mean by being slow and deliberate. So, for example, now, this is the Euro USD you're looking at. So for example, and this is actually why I prefer candlesticks to the lines, because with this, you can see this candlestick here has the highest point. And then you can see that this has the lowest point. So like I said, again, it's just being slow and deliberate, just taking one step at a time. So this is the highest point. So like I said, the high there is 1.24183. So I'll just round that up to 2419. Don't worry, it might be different from your own parameters. So just go with your own parameters. So that high point is 24183, but like I said, I'll round it up to 2419. 2419. And then the low point will be that there. So that low there is 2392. 1.2392. And then, like I say, bring up your horizontal line. You can click it anywhere, right click, object list. So like I say, you want to edit the horizontal line you've drawn. So you look at the name. So it's the horizontal line. And then the high there is 2419. 2419. I only want to see it in my 5-minute time frame. And again, I want to change it to high, because if you don't change it to high, it will just be written horizontal line. And when you draw another horizontal line, you will know which is which. So it's important to change it. So you see, I've got the high point, then we'll come to the low point. So draw the line again, right click, oops, object list. So you can see, because I've labeled this high, I now know this is the new one that I've just drawn. So I can just double click on that, I'll label that low. And then the low there is 1.2392, 2392. I want to see it in the 5-minute time frame. So that's what I meant by just being slow and deliberate and taking each step at a time. Then that way you don't get flustered. And then now I've got the sideways trend, which is slightly different from, I noticed it's slightly different from your CMC markets, because you can see with this one, R1 is within the sideways trend and the pivot they're both within the sideways trend. But that's, I think, one of the advantages of the candlesticks, because you can clearly see the high and the low points. And of course, you can easily compare to, so if this was close to this, you could check which is higher, that one or that one. Obviously, that one is obviously higher. So I think that's what I just wanted to show you, is that, because I always find 9 times out of 10 when you find things are going wrong, when you're trying to use the platform, is you probably are skipping some steps, or you're not doing something right, or something might be obscuring your vision, like say if you have something else on your laptop. Because as you can see, if you just go through those steps slowly and gradually, you shouldn't have any problems.
Okay.
And then obviously, Yeah, okay, maybe because we put pressure on you.
Yeah, I actually usually don't mark out my my highest and lowest. I just, I just usually just eyeball it.
Yeah, I think the good thing about marking it out is that uh, number one, it can help you identify where you should avoid trading. Number one, so that because sometimes also it makes life easy for you. Because especially if you're trading like I do, when you trade a lot of markets, if you already have a sideways trend drawn out, if I come back to that market and I can quickly see it's still within those two white lines, I know it's still trending sideways. I don't have to do anything more than that. That's number one. And number two, obviously, it makes it very obvious what's within that sideways trend anytime I'm looking at it. And then it can also help me identify if the market has formed a market support or market resistance. So you can see here now it has formed the support there, where you can see where it's from the low there, a low, a low. So you can see it's bouncing on that line. So again, those lines help you see that quickly if it's there. Yeah, so that's why I draw them. It just makes life easier. So yeah, number one is to help me. Let me see if I have. So again, this is one. This is the Euro US dollar, for example. So actually, this is a very good example. So this morning, when I looked at the Euro US dollar, it was trending sideways between those two white lines. Yep. But now I look at it, I can see obviously it has broken this previous sideways trend. You see what I mean?
Right.
So I don't have to do any quick, going back and analyzing and wondering where this trend started or where it stopped. I can just see straight away, I can see, okay, this was the sideways trend this morning. I can see straight away it's broken the sideways trend. So this has now been broken. I can now see this is now a new sideways trend forming. That's the high point there. That's the low point. So you can see I can do that analysis quickly because I can see this previous sideways trend has been broken there. So it just makes it very obvious. Now I can just change it to the high there of 20795. So that's 2080. And again, because I've labeled it, I know which one is high, which one is low. So 2080. And then the low point there is 2055. So 2055. And then if you come to the pound dollar, again, same thing too, because I've drawn the previous sideways trend, I can see it is broken. But again, this is why I like to draw it, because now it just spiked it and fell back down. So all I'll just do now is move my high point to this new high, but leave this as the low point because it's just a spike and fell back within the sideways trend. 3896 out to 3897. So this is what I mean by, you can see how it's helping me analyze those markets quickly. So I can just quickly go from one to the other. But if I don't have those white lines now and I maybe come back 6 hours later, it's like, oh my God, okay, what's happening? Where is this? Where's
Right. Makes sense.
So these are just ways to make your analysis and life easier for you. But yeah, you're right. I tend to just, eyeball the market sometimes, and it's not all the times I draw white lines, but I think 9 times out of 10 I do for those reasons, just so it makes my analysis quicker. And then obviously if a support or resistance forms, I can see it easily or quickly. Because for example, now if I come back and I see the market falls and gets to this white line and goes back up or goes there and falls back down, I can easily quickly tell if a resistance or support has formed.
Okay.
But as usual, I always say with trading, that's the beauty of trading. I always say you do what, there's no right or wrong way to trade. Bottom line when it comes to trading is you're doing what makes life easy for you, what you're comfortable with, what you feel makes sense to you. and then you do it on a consistent basis. But I think what you don't want to do as a trader is to do things that will make life difficult for you. That's whatever it is. So whatever it is, so long as it's not making life difficult for you. Yeah, because as you go on with your trading career, you don't want to spend the whole day, doing stuff. You want to be able to make your analysis as quick as possible and get on with your day. So whatever you can do to make things easy, faster, and quicker, you do it. If there are things there that's making life difficult for you and making it stressful, then maybe it's not worth doing it. Whatever that is, I'm not saying you should do what I do specifically, but that's the principle.
Got it.
Sour.
You're gonna go over your sour. You're gonna go over your swing trading.
Oh, okay. That's what is actually quite straight. So we'll go to daily time frame D1. So this is Euro US dollar first. So go to the candlestick for today, which shows the M850 for the Euro USD is 1.1920. So although it was 2-1 this morning, but anyway, let's just say 206. So that's 1.1921. 2 pips below that is 1.1919. So as you can see, I've already adjusted my stop loss to 1919, 2 pips below the moving average. This is a live. Oh, sorry, let me start all over again. So this is the Euro USD daily time frame for the swing trading. So I'm currently in a live swing trade. You can see where the market broke the moving average on the 13th of April, took my buy trade with a 100 pip stop loss. I left the 100 pip stop loss alone till the market moved 100 pips in my direction, which it did on the 19th of April. So since the 19th of April, I've started moving my stop loss with the moving average, 2 pips below the moving average every day. And today the moving average is 1.1921. So 2 pips below that is 1.1919. So you can see I've already adjusted my stop loss to 1.1919. You can see my entry level was 1941. 1.1941. That was my entry level. And my stop loss is now 1.1919. So you can see I'm now risking 1941 minus, I have to bring out a calculator. I can't do mental maths. Again, going back to what I said about making life easy for you. If you're very good with mental math, you don't have to bring out a calculator like I do. But mental math stresses me out. So I do use the calculator. It makes life easy for me. So I'm currently risking 22 pips. So I've gone from risking 100 pips to now risking 22 pips. That's what I'm currently risking. And I'll just keep doing that every day till the market takes me out of the trade. So that's it for the swing trade for Euro USD. Then let's go to dollar, Canadian dollar. Actually, you can now see why for my white lines, I make sure I only visualize them the 5-minute time frame, so that when I'm looking at the daily time frame, you don't see the white lines there. That's why I always make sure they are only visible in the 5-minute time frame. So I'm now on the daily time frame for the dollar, Canadian dollar. So again, I use the moving average 100 for the dollar, Canadian dollar, and the pound dollar. But for all other markets I trade, I use the moving average 50. So again, the moving average today 28th, the moving average today is 1.26266, which is 1.2627. So 1.2627, that's the current moving average. But because it's trending down now, I want to buy 2 pips above the moving average. So if the market goes back up, breaks the moving average, I want to buy 2 pips above that. And then the moving average today is 2627. So 2 pips above that would be 2629. So you can see I've already adjusted my pending dollar, Canadian dollar swing trade to 1.2629 with a 100 pip stop loss of 2529. And again, I'll just keep adjusting that 2 pips above the moving average every day until the market breaks it and takes my live trade. So I've got one live swing trade and one that is just pending and waiting. We've also got that on the pound dollar. But anyway, don't let me show you that. Like I said, again, actually, just again to remind everyone, like I said, if you're new to trading, it's best to stick to just one market and trade one market alone and focus on the basics, you know, placing trades, using the platform, focusing on the 3 M's and mastering the 3 M's if you're new to trading, and just stick to one market, preferably the Euro US dollar. If you want to, once you're now comfortable with the platform, placing trades, navigating the platform and the 3 M's, and you know, if you now have enough money in your account and you want to then trade more than one market, again, I always strongly advise you watch the money management part 2 session on the platform. So if you go to the platform, you go to the featured section, which is on the timeline, you can just click on see more and you see all the previous recordings of sessions we've had in the past. But the one I want you to watch is the money management part 2. So if you want to trade multiple markets, make sure you watch that money management part 2 before you start thinking about trading more than one market. I think I'll probably arrange to have that session done again. Although even if I do it again, the session is going to be exactly the same thing I discussed in this session, the recording. Okay, so if you want to trade more than one market, make sure you do watch that session, money management part 2. Okie dokie. Any questions? If you have any questions, you can either raise your hands or send your question through the chat box. As usual, the recording of the sessions will be posted on the platform once it's been processed. Any questions, comments before we get on with our day? Today you have like sort of a day off since we can't do anything till the big report later on today, so you can enjoy yourself, switch off your computer until the big report later on today. Okay, good. So there are no questions. I wish you all a good day. Enjoy your day, and we'll catch up on the platform.